The Storm Master, how one pilot became the ultimate weather weapon. Welcome back to Untold Vietnam Chronicles, where we dive into the most incredible technological secrets that gave humanity power over nature itself during the Vietnam conflict. Tonight we're uncovering perhaps the most godlike military capability ever developed, a classified program that turned atmospheric science into the ultimate weapon, allowing individual operators to control weather patterns with precision that made conventional warfare obsolete. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for more shocking revelations about the secret technologies that made humans masters of natural forces. Like this video if you want to discover how Captain Sarah Chen commanded nature's fury through Project Stormfury's revolutionary expansion, creating tactical hurricanes and precision lightning strikes that won battles without firing a single conventional shot. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love connecting with our global community of weather warfare researchers. Now prepare yourself for the ultimate display of human dominance over nature, because tonight we're exploring Operation Zeus, the classified program where meteorological manipulation became strategic weaponry, and one pilot learned to fight with storms, floods, and atmospheric electricity as her personal arsenal, while proving that the greatest weapons were written in the sky itself. Chapter 1, The Atmospheric Warrior. Captain Sarah Chen was recruited into Project Stormfury not as a conventional pilot, but as someone whose unique combination of meteorological education, advanced aviation skills, and intuitive understanding of atmospheric dynamics made her the ideal candidate for humanity's first attempt to weaponize weather itself. Chen's background included a PhD in atmospheric physics from MIT, where her doctoral research had focused on the theoretical possibilities for human manipulation of weather patterns through precisely controlled interventions in atmospheric energy systems. Her military aviation training had been specifically designed to prepare pilots for operations in extreme weather conditions, but Chen's assignment to Project Stormfury would require her to create those extreme conditions rather than simply survive them. Dr. Michael Thompson, the project's chief scientist, had identified Chen as possessing the rare combination of scientific understanding and operational capability necessary to transform theoretical weather manipulation into practical military weaponry. Project Stormfury had originally been developed for hurricane modification and drought relief, but its military applications became apparent when researchers realized that atmospheric manipulation could create tactical advantages that exceeded anything conventional weapons could achieve. Chen's aircraft, designated Tempest-1, was equipped with advanced atmospheric manipulation systems that could seed clouds, generate electrical charges, and create precisely controlled pressure differentials that turned normal weather patterns into weapons of unprecedented power. The weather modification technology was based on discoveries in ionospheric heating, electromagnetic field manipulation, and advanced atmospheric chemistry that had been achieved through classified research programs decades ahead of publicly known scientific capabilities. Chen's mission was to demonstrate that individual operators could control natural forces with precision that made conventional military technology obsolete, while creating tactical capabilities that exceeded what entire armies could accomplish through traditional warfare methods. Chapter 2, The Science of Divine Power. Chen's training in weather weaponization involved mastering scientific principles that bordered on the supernatural while learning to coordinate atmospheric forces that required understanding of physics, chemistry, and electromagnetic phenomena at levels that exceeded conventional meteorological education. The atmospheric manipulation systems installed in Tempest-1 utilized advanced ionospheric heating technology that could create controlled disturbances in the Earth's upper atmosphere, generating effects that cascaded through lower atmospheric levels to produce precise weather modifications. Chen's weather control arsenal included cloud seeding capabilities that could create or dissipate precipitation with tactical precision, electromagnetic pulse generators that could produce lightning strikes at designated coordinates, and pressure manipulation systems that could create localized storm cells or atmospheric calm zones. But perhaps most remarkably, Chen's systems could create weather programming, systematic atmospheric modifications that would develop into major weather events hours or days after initial intervention, allowing strategic weather attacks that appeared completely natural while achieving predetermined tactical objectives. Chen's operational training required her to understand atmospheric energy flows, pressure systems, and electromagnetic field interactions at levels that exceeded what university meteorology programs could provide, while developing practical skills for manipulating these forces during flight operations. The weather modification technology could create tactical storms with precision that exceeded surgical strikes while producing strategic effects that influenced entire regions through systematic manipulation of natural atmospheric processes. Chen's capabilities included generating localized tornadoes, creating precision flood conditions, producing targeted drought effects, and generating electromagnetic storms that could disable enemy electronic systems while appearing to be natural phenomena. Chapter 3: The First Storm. Chen's initial weather warfare mission involved creating a tactical storm system that would provide cover for American ground operations while demonstrating the strategic potential of atmospheric manipulation for military objectives. The target area was a North Vietnamese supply route where conventional attacks had proven ineffective due to sophisticated air defense systems and terrain that provided optimal concealment for enemy logistics operations. Chen's atmospheric analysis revealed that environmental conditions were optimal for creating a controlled storm system that would disrupt enemy operations while providing American forces with tactical advantages that could not be achieved through conventional military methods. Her weather modification procedure began with systematic ionospheric heating that created atmospheric disturbances at high altitude, followed by cloud seeding operations that guided the formation of storm cells according to predetermined tactical requirements. Chen's precision atmospheric manipulation created a storm system that produced torrential rainfall exactly where American planners required flooding while generating wind patterns that grounded enemy aircraft without affecting friendly operations. The tactical storm achieved all strategic objectives. Enemy supply operations were disrupted for weeks due to impassable road conditions, North Vietnamese air defense systems were degraded by electromagnetic effects, and American ground forces achieved operational success under perfect weather conditions that Chen had created specifically for their mission requirements. But perhaps most importantly, the enemy attributed the storm to natural weather patterns rather than American weather manipulation, making Chen's atmospheric weaponry completely covert while achieving strategic effects that exceeded what conventional military operations could accomplish. Chapter 4: The Lightning Arsenal. Following her successful tactical storm operation, Chen was assigned to develop precision lightning strike capabilities that could eliminate specific targets with electromagnetic weapons that appeared to be natural phenomena while achieving accuracy that exceeded guided munitions. Chen's lightning generation system utilized controlled ionospheric heating combined with atmospheric electrical charge manipulation that could create lightning strikes at predetermined coordinates with timing precision that exceeded conventional weapon systems. Her electromagnetic targeting capabilities included the ability to generate multiple lightning strikes in coordinated patterns, create sustained electrical storms that could disable entire enemy installations, and produce electromagnetic pulses that could destroy electronic equipment without affecting human personnel. Chen's first lightning strike mission involved eliminating a North Vietnamese radar installation that had been providing early warning for enemy air defense systems while being located in terrain that made conventional attack extremely difficult and dangerous. Her atmospheric analysis revealed that environmental conditions could be modified to create optimal electromagnetic storm generation while ensuring that lightning strikes would appear to be natural phenomena rather than evidence of American weather weaponization capabilities. Chen's precision lightning strike eliminated the radar installation with complete tactical success, while electromagnetic effects disabled supporting communication equipment and power systems, creating comprehensive degradation of enemy air defense capabilities through what appeared to be natural lightning strikes. The electromagnetic attack achieved strategic objectives that would have required extensive conventional military operations while maintaining complete operational security through weather effects that enemy forces attributed to natural atmospheric phenomena. Chapter 5: The Drought Weapon. Chen's most sophisticated weather weaponry involved atmospheric manipulation that could create regional drought conditions, systematically degrading enemy agricultural capabilities and water supplies through precisely controlled precipitation patterns that appeared completely natural. Her drought generation techniques utilized high-altitude atmospheric heating combined with cloud dispersal operations that could prevent rainfall over specific geographic areas while maintaining normal precipitation patterns in adjacent regions. Chen's drought operations required understanding of regional climate patterns, atmospheric circulation systems, and agricultural requirements that allowed her to create tactical water shortages that would affect enemy operations without creating humanitarian crises among civilian populations. Her first drought weaponization mission involved creating water shortage conditions in regions where North Vietnamese forces maintained supply bases and training facilities, forcing enemy relocation and resource allocation changes that provided strategic advantages for American operations. Chen's systematic precipitation control created drought conditions that forced enemy forces to relocate critical facilities while degrading their logistical capabilities through water shortages that appeared to result from natural climate variations rather than deliberate atmospheric manipulation. The drought weapon achieved strategic effects that exceeded conventional military capabilities, while maintaining complete operational security through environmental changes that enemy forces and civilian populations attributed to natural weather patterns and climate fluctuations. Chen's precision atmospheric control demonstrated that weather manipulation could create strategic effects that influenced enemy decision-making and resource allocation without revealing the existence of American weather weaponization capabilities. Chapter 6: The Flood Tactics. Chen's flood generation capabilities represented the ultimate expression of tactical atmospheric manipulation, allowing her to create precisely controlled flooding that could eliminate enemy positions while appearing to be natural disasters beyond human control or prediction. Her flood weaponization techniques combined precipitation control with atmospheric pressure manipulation that could create flash flood conditions in specific geographic areas while maintaining normal water levels in adjacent regions with surgical precision. Chen's flooding operations required comprehensive understanding of topography, drainage systems, and hydrological patterns that allowed her to predict and control water flow with accuracy that exceeded what natural flood prediction could achieve. Her most dramatic flood weapon deployment involved creating flash flood conditions that eliminated a North Vietnamese training facility located in a valley where conventional attack would have required extensive ground operations with significant casualty risks. Chen's atmospheric manipulation created sudden, intense precipitation combined with upstream water release that produced flood conditions targeting the specific valley while avoiding civilian areas and friendly positions with precision that appeared impossible for natural flooding. The tactical flood achieved complete elimination of enemy training facilities while appearing to be a natural disaster that enemy forces and international observers attributed to seasonal weather patterns rather than deliberate American atmospheric manipulation. Chen's flood weaponization demonstrated that atmospheric control could achieve tactical objectives that would be impossible for conventional military operations while maintaining strategic deception through environmental effects that concealed American weather warfare capabilities. Chapter 7, The Hurricane Option. Chen's ultimate weather weapon involved creating and directing hurricane-level storm systems that could achieve strategic effects exceeding nuclear weapons while maintaining complete plausible deniability through atmospheric phenomena that appeared entirely natural. Her hurricane generation capabilities utilized massive ionospheric heating combined with systematic atmospheric pressure manipulation that could create and guide major storm systems according to predetermined strategic requirements and tactical objectives. Chen's hurricane weaponization required understanding of large-scale atmospheric dynamics, ocean-atmosphere interactions, and regional climate systems that allowed her to create major weather events that would develop according to strategic planning rather than natural atmospheric processes. The hurricane weapon represented the ultimate expression of weather warfare capabilities, providing strategic effects that could influence entire regions while appearing to be natural disasters beyond human control or prediction capabilities. Chen's hurricane generation techniques could create storm systems with predetermined paths and intensity levels while ensuring that storm development appeared to follow natural atmospheric patterns rather than revealing evidence of deliberate weather manipulation. But the hurricane weapon also represented ethical challenges that exceeded conventional military considerations, as major storm systems could create widespread civilian casualties and environmental damage that challenged traditional concepts of proportional military response. Chen's development of hurricane weaponization established protocols for strategic weather warfare that could achieve effects exceeding conventional weapons while maintaining operational security through natural phenomena that concealed American atmospheric manipulation capabilities. Chapter 8, The Global Weather War. As Chen's weather weaponization capabilities achieved unprecedented success, intelligence analysis revealed that other nations had developed competing atmospheric manipulation technologies, creating the potential for global weather warfare that could affect international climate systems and agricultural production. Chen's detection of enemy weather modification operations involved atmospheric monitoring that revealed artificial weather patterns created by Soviet and Chinese weather weaponization programs that were targeting American agricultural regions and military facilities. The discovery of international weather warfare created strategic challenges that exceeded conventional military planning, as atmospheric manipulation by multiple nations could create cumulative effects that might permanently alter global climate systems and natural weather patterns. Chen's counter-weather operations required her to develop techniques for disrupting enemy atmospheric manipulation while protecting American weather modification capabilities from foreign detection and interference. Her atmospheric defense missions involved creating counter-storms that could neutralize enemy weather attacks while developing detection systems that could identify artificial weather patterns and attribute them to specific weather weaponization programs. But the global weather war also created the possibility of atmospheric conflicts that could escalate beyond military control, potentially creating permanent climate changes that would affect global agricultural production and natural weather systems. Chen's role in international weather warfare required her to balance tactical effectiveness with strategic restraint while developing weather weaponization capabilities that could counter enemy atmospheric attacks without creating uncontrollable global climate effects. Chapter 9, The Ethical Storm. As Chen's weather warfare operations achieved increasing strategic success, the moral implications of atmospheric weaponization created ethical challenges that exceeded conventional military decision-making frameworks and challenged fundamental assumptions about warfare and environmental responsibility. Chen's weather weapons could create environmental effects that persisted long after military conflicts ended, potentially affecting civilian populations and agricultural systems for years or decades beyond the immediate tactical objectives that justified their initial deployment. Her atmospheric manipulation capabilities raised questions about the boundaries of legitimate military action when weapons could affect natural systems that supported civilian populations while creating environmental damage that exceeded immediate military requirements. The strategic effectiveness of weather weaponization created temptations for escalating atmospheric conflicts beyond proportional military responses, as weather weapons could achieve strategic objectives without conventional military casualties while creating environmental effects that might not be immediately apparent. Chen's operational experience revealed that weather warfare blurred traditional distinctions between military and civilian targets, as atmospheric manipulation could affect entire regions while creating effects that were difficult to limit to specific military objectives. But perhaps most troubling was the realization that weather weaponization could create cumulative environmental effects that might exceed human ability to predict or control, potentially creating long-term climate changes that would affect global systems beyond any military strategic value. Chen's ethical concerns about weather warfare led to development of operational restraints and targeting limitations designed to minimize environmental damage while maintaining tactical effectiveness for legitimate military objectives. Chapter 10: The Atmospheric Conspiracy. Chen's continued weather warfare operations revealed evidence of a broader international conspiracy involving multiple nations that were secretly using atmospheric manipulation to influence global climate systems for strategic advantage while concealing their weather weaponization programs from public awareness. Her atmospheric monitoring detected systematic weather modification operations that appeared to be coordinated between different nations, suggesting that weather warfare had evolved into international cooperation for climate manipulation that transcended traditional military alliances and conflicts. Chen's investigation revealed that atmospheric manipulation was being used not just for tactical military advantages, but for strategic climate modification that could affect global agricultural production, water resources, and economic systems through systematic weather control. The international weather manipulation conspiracy included techniques for creating regional climate changes that could affect enemy nations' agricultural capabilities while appearing to be natural climate variations rather than deliberate atmospheric weaponization. Chen's discovery of coordinated international weather warfare revealed that major climate events might be the result of deliberate atmospheric manipulation rather than natural climate processes, challenging fundamental assumptions about global warming and climate change. But the atmospheric conspiracy also suggested that weather weaponization had evolved beyond military applications into strategic tools for international economic and political manipulation that operated completely outside public awareness or governmental oversight. Chen's investigation revealed that weather warfare had become a hidden dimension of international relations where atmospheric manipulation was used for strategic advantage while maintaining complete secrecy about weather weaponization capabilities and operations. Chapter 11: The Climate Controller. Chen's deepest investigation into international weather warfare revealed the existence of a secret organization that coordinated atmospheric manipulation operations between major nations while working to establish global climate control that would serve the interests of weather weaponization programs rather than natural environmental processes. The Climate Control Organization included meteorologists, atmospheric physicists, and government officials from multiple nations who had developed comprehensive plans for systematic weather modification that could influence global climate systems according to predetermined strategic objectives. Chen's discovery of the climate controllers revealed that weather weaponization had evolved into a comprehensive system for global environmental manipulation that operated independently of normal governmental oversight while pursuing objectives that transcended traditional national interests. The organization's capabilities included techniques for creating coordinated weather modifications that could affect global atmospheric circulation, ocean currents, and regional climate patterns while maintaining the appearance of natural climate variations and environmental processes. Chen's investigation revealed that major climate events, including droughts, floods, and storm systems, might be the result of coordinated weather manipulation rather than natural climate processes, suggesting that human control of global climate was more advanced than public knowledge indicated. But the climate controllers also represented a threat to democratic oversight and environmental responsibility, as their weather manipulation operations could create global effects without public awareness or governmental accountability while pursuing objectives that might not serve broader human interests. Chen's confrontation with the Climate Control Organization required her to choose between supporting systematic weather manipulation for strategic advantage or opposing atmospheric weaponization programs that might threaten global climate stability and environmental security. security. Chapter 12, The Final Storm. Chen's ultimate challenge came when the Climate Control Organization assigned her to create a massive storm system that would demonstrate the full potential of weather weaponization while establishing permanent atmospheric manipulation capabilities that could control global climate systems according to strategic planning. The final storm operation involved creating a hurricane-level weather system that would achieve multiple strategic objectives while demonstrating that weather warfare had evolved to the point where human control of natural forces exceeded anything that conventional military technology could accomplish. Chen's analysis of the final storm requirements revealed that the operation would create environmental effects that could persist for years while potentially affecting global climate patterns in ways that might not be reversible through existing atmospheric science and weather modification capabilities. Her tactical assessment indicated that the final storm would achieve immediate strategic objectives while creating precedents for weather weaponization that could lead to permanent human control of global climate systems through atmospheric manipulation technologies. But Chen's ethical evaluation of the final storm revealed that the operation would cross boundaries between tactical weather modification and strategic climate control that could affect global environmental systems beyond any reasonable military or strategic justification. Chen's decision regarding the final storm would determine whether weather weaponization remained a tactical military capability or evolved into strategic climate control that could affect global environmental systems while operating beyond democratic oversight or environmental accountability. Her choice would establish precedents for weather warfare that could influence global climate systems for decades while determining whether atmospheric manipulation would serve tactical military objectives or broader strategic goals that might threaten global environmental stability. Epilogue. The Master of Natural Forces, Captain Sarah Chen's development of weather weaponization capabilities established human mastery over natural forces while revealing the awesome responsibility that accompanied the power to control atmospheric systems that affected global climate and environmental stability. Her weather warfare operations demonstrated that atmospheric manipulation could achieve strategic objectives that exceeded conventional military capabilities while maintaining operational security through natural phenomena that concealed the existence of weather weaponization programs. Chen's innovations in atmospheric control influenced development of climate modification technologies that continue advancing human capabilities for weather manipulation while raising fundamental questions about environmental responsibility and the ethics of controlling natural systems for strategic advantage. The Project Stormfury expansion that Chen pioneered established precedents for weather warfare that continue influencing international relations and climate science while demonstrating that human technology could achieve godlike power over natural forces with corresponding ethical responsibilities. Modern climate modification capabilities trace their origins to Chen's weather weaponization innovations, while current atmospheric research continues building upon her discoveries about ionospheric heating, electromagnetic atmospheric manipulation, and precision weather control through scientific intervention. Chen's legacy includes both the promise of weather control technologies that could address climate challenges and agricultural needs, while warning about the dangers of atmospheric weaponization that could threaten global climate stability through strategic weather manipulation. Today, Chen's contributions to atmospheric science continue influencing weather modification research and climate control technologies, while her operational experience provides crucial insights into the strategic implications and ethical considerations of weather weaponization capabilities. Her story demonstrates that human mastery of natural forces requires wisdom and restraint that match technological capabilities, while proving that the power to control weather systems creates responsibilities that exceed traditional military and strategic considerations. The Storm Master achieved ultimate power over natural forces while learning that the greatest weapons carry the greatest responsibility for their proper use in service of human welfare and environmental stability rather than strategic advantage alone. In the end, Chen's weather warfare experience proved that controlling nature requires understanding humanity's place within natural systems rather than dominion over them, while demonstrating that true mastery involves knowing when not to use power that could exceed wisdom. Her atmospheric weapons could create or destroy with the fury of nature itself, while her greatest achievement was learning to wield such power with the restraint necessary to preserve the natural systems that make human civilization possible. The pilot who commanded storms learned that the ultimate victory was not conquering nature but learning to work with natural forces in ways that served both strategic objectives and environmental responsibility for future generations. Chen's legacy reminds us that technological power over natural systems must be balanced by wisdom about humanity's role as stewards rather than masters of the global environment that sustains all life on Earth. The Storm Master's greatest lesson was that weather weapons could win any battle, while the ultimate challenge was ensuring that such victories preserve the world worth fighting to protect.